What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? All female gamer team try competing in men's league get kicked out for being so bad.
What's up, everyone? So over the last few months after I released this video, a lot of people have been asking me to take a look at this particular situation. I'd say like 98% of the people who've sent me video topics have asked me to cover this story.
This is Infinite Warfare, huh?
Because this channel is for you guys, it would only be right for me to make a video
This is
on
Infinite.
this. And I also think a lot of you will enjoy this topic, so shout out to everyone who asked me to take a look at this. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I might be a little harsh on the people involved in this story, so if that makes you mad, then stay mad. I drink your tears with great happiness. So let's take a look at this story. There's this game called League of Legends. I'm gonna put some gameplay up on the screen. I can't really explain what's going on because truthfully, I have no clue.
Me neither. I don't know. It's just a bunch of spells and shit. That's all I know.
Stick to playing the same 4 games, but this is what League of Legends looks like. The creators of the game have come out and said that it's not meant for casual gamers, so I guess you can't just sit back and relax like you're playing Madden or 2K on a Saturday evening. That's pretty much all you need to know about League, that it's a competitive game that requires a shit ton of skill if you want to be considered a good player. You don't really need to know much about the details of the game to understand what's going on with this story. You can honestly just pretend
I knew this didn't happen in COD.
An all-female Call of Duty team, or you can even think about it like an all-female women's sports team.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do it as COD.
League, if that makes more sense to you.
Or you can do it 2K, I guess, but
called Vivictus Esports. Now, Vivictus is Latin for woe to the vanquished or woe to the conquered. It means that those defeated in battle are entirely at the mercy of their conquerors and should not expect or request leniency. So pretty much this team's name suggests, if you play against us, don't show us mercy. Stomp on us like King Kong. Now, Vivictus was originally a men's team, right? They were competing with an all-male roster.
Yo. Okay.
But they decided they wanted to sell their team, so they released their entire roster. They just straight up terminated their players' contracts and told them to kick rocks or find another
Kick rocks.
team to play with. And in a stroke of marketing genius, Vivictus decided they were going to replace their male roster and sign an entire female roster.
It's a good publicity stunt. I ain't gonna cap.
So this was their logo before, and now that they signed an all-female roster,
That was kind of a dope logo.
Change up the color scheme to
that was a cool logo.
And purple, and you know they added the double ponytail hairstyle. So here's what the roster looks like. Now let's be 100% honest with ourselves. These girls don't look like professional gamers. They look like just chatting streamers on Twitch who pretend to play video games just to get their simp army riled up enough to donate their entire paycheck. These so-called professional players look more like e-girls than they do professional gamers. The distinction between e-girls and professional gamers is quite simply e-girls have no talent. The only skill that they have is being able to trick people into giving them money. But outside of that, they're posers that suck at every video game that they touch. I'm sure there was some poor girl out there who might have been built like Baymax from Big Hero 6 who couldn't make it onto this team because of the way she looked. I guarantee you they picked these girls based more on looks than skill.
100%, 100%. I mean, they probably, like, you know what I'm saying? If they could, they would have gotten like supermodel. But since, you know, to be on a sports team, like a competitive team, you gotta, you know. So at least they at least had to be able to move and like shoot a little straight. You know what I'm saying? So this is the best they had with that.
Management thought that this publicity stunt would bring a lot more attention to the team. However, they
Did it
didn't
not?
realize that this attention was going to be mostly negative. They thought that the feminists would overpower the haters and that Vivictus would just demolish all the men's teams and women would reign supreme over the entire video game industry. That's what they must have thought, but you already know the boys weren't going to let that happen. So there are 2 particular games that need to be talked about. So the first game is against a team called Team Rocks. So typically before
I don't know
these
that.
games, the
Look homie. Oh my god.
Teams get to decide which characters get banned from being.
Wait.
So typically before these games, the teams get to decide which characters get banned from being used. And it looks like female League of Legends players tend to use something called a support champion. And what this all-male team did was to take this opportunity to ban 5 of these support champions from being used. So in like Call of Duty terms, imagine if most of the female Call of Duty pros use snipers, and when a female team goes up against an all-male team, the guys decide that we're just gonna ban snipers in this game. So it's pretty much a troll move, but I gotta pay my respects to these guys because what they did was completely legal, so kudos to them.
Just show the shit out of them.
And I don't really need to explain the outcome of the game. I'm sure you guys all know exactly what happened. That's correct. The all guys team ended up winning in just 21 minutes. The average league game lasts like 30 to 35 minutes. So these guys made quick work of Team Vivictus. So let's move on to the next note.
Bro, imagine playing a game for that long. Like one, you know, so, like, I mean, some 2K games, you know, like, I mean, but that's two. No. I mean, it's the same thing. You can't get slack. So like, you know, full. Lost my thought.
All-female Russian League of Legends team Vivictus Esports lose 52-2 in the LCL. Is this really about giving women a platform, or is it just an unfair publicity stunt? Losing 52-2 in League of Legends is apparently unheard of. That's like saying by the time you score 2 points in a basketball game, the opposing team has already dropped 100 on you. That's the Call of Duty equivalent of everybody on the opposing team dropping 3 nukes before you can even get 2 eliminations. Like, this is so far beyond something any human could possibly imagine. If I told you to envision what a 4D world looks like, it's not possible, right? However, Vivictus has made the impossible possible by sucking so bad. This isn't even a stomping. You got hit by a fucking 50-ton asteroid. How
They said they're so ass they fucking opened a nether portal in the real life, dude. It was so like fucking third eye types. It broke the matrix. Like that's how oh wow.
How can you be this bad? This is actually a disgrace to video game players around the world. Now, the cherry on top is that the men's team didn't even have to win by that much. They could have ended the game much earlier, but remember, Vivictus literally means don't show us mercy, so these guys decided they would do just that. No mercy was going to be shown, and hence they decided to obliterate and humiliate their competition in front of the entire world. If you're going to come in...
Bro, he said we need to talk of 2 games, 2 specific games. What? How does it get worse?
With that type of name, you have to expect the worst. You can't be surprised when someone actually takes your name seriously and doesn't show you any mercy. If someone tries to play me and tells me to not go easy on them, you best believe it, I'm gonna smack them. They will be bowing down and kissing the ground that I stand on at the end of the game. Unfortunately, however, both Team Rox and Team Vega, the team that won 52-2, ended up getting a warning from the league administration for unsportsmanlike conduct. Are you shitting me? Sportsmanship can suck my weenie. If you can't handle getting smacked, then don't join the competition in the first place.
100%. Wait, he was talking about 2 games. Okay, so the first game was they banned all the operators, and then the second game, they just
I don't think these girls were forced to join Vivictus. You signed up knowing that you're going to be going up against the best of the best, so you can't expect anything less than getting absolutely clapped. I actually think it's worse to go easy on someone just because they're a girl, because you're implying that they aren't worthy of your full effort. So even if the opposing team is entirely female, that doesn't mean anything.
Equality, bro.
Give your 200%, and if they get trampled on, that's their problem. Don't be coming to these competitions in the first place. Go play with other girls if you want to stand a chance. And this whole warning thing is BS, alright? Unless a team is cheating or being overly crazy and harsh with the trash talk, there's no need to warn a bunch of grown men.
Yeah.
This is not a competition against 8-year-olds. This is a competition between adults. And to put the nail in the coffin, Team Vivictus posted a donut on their record. They finished the 2019 LCL season 0-28. That couldn't be me, man. How can you not win at least one game? At least put put up a breadstick instead of a donut.
Breadstick.
Because they were so hot dog water, they ended up getting kicked from the LCL. Imagine being so bad that you can't even participate in the league anymore. I would retire and never play video games anymore if that happened to me. Now, there's something beautiful about history. You can look back on the failures of humanity and try not to repeat the same mistakes. Common sense is a skill that humans possess. We're not donkeys. So back in 2013, there was a team called Team Siren. They were an all-female team. So back in 2013, there was a team called Team Siren.
Okay, I think these like this team, these girls are probably better than the Victus squad. I'm
They were
thinking.
an all-female team that was supposed to come in and conquer the male League of Legends scene. They were supposed.
Why is this shit happening in League, bruh? Why is all this happening in League? What the?
To be the defeaters of the male gender. Here's a part of their promotional video.
Google Fi, a phone plan by Google.
Oh my god, dude.
Meet our Simply Unlimited plan.
Stop. Stop. 90%. Bro, I really thought that was 100, bro.
Well, they ended up disbanding in just 1 month. It's an absolute case study of why the whole we're gonna make an all-female team just to defeat the men is a dead vision. At least in the near future, it's not gonna happen because men are just way too good at video games.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't there, actually, I don't want to be saying, never mind. I don't want to be saying stuff that I don't even know is true.
Hard truth. The question isn't about gender. It's quite simple. Either you're good at the game or you're not. And if these female gamers are truly good and can compete at the same level as men, then we'd be seeing and hearing about a lot of them. I don't understand how this concept is hard for people to grasp. As soon as you start acting arrogant and saying that we're this all-female team that's just gonna break boundaries, that's how you put a target on your back. You're now gonna be under the microscope. Everybody is gonna come in and try to prove you wrong.
That's true.
Gender diversity is nonsense. Why don't we just have mixed gender tournaments, pick all the best men's teams, and put them in a bracket with all the best women's teams and see which team wins? Or even just take...
I mean, we know which... But yeah, like, that's probably, you know...
Look at how many of the teams that make it into, you know, the quarterfinals and semifinals and finals, how many of them are men's teams and how many of them are women's teams? I think that would be the best...
Jeez, dude, what happened?
That would be the best idea.
I've never played the
Instead of,
campaign
trying to introduce
of
women
Infinite.
in the men's league, just separate the leagues by gender and have a tournament once or twice a year where they all just
this
come
is not on
together and
multiplayer.
play each other. I think that's a pretty good idea. I'm actually getting sick of hearing that men are stopping women from being good at video games. That's just a coping mechanism because you have too much of an ego to admit that you're simply not good enough. What I also found really interesting was that in both the stories of Team Siren and Team Vevictus, there seemed to be a lot of toxicity between the girls themselves. Team Siren disbanded not because of the bad publicity,
oh my god,
because of how negative Jenny was towards the team. I actually left before the video got released. I left because Jenny was a very toxic and terrible friend and leader. A lot of things were hidden under the surface. Whenever a bad match ended, she told us to mute all our streams so she can bash on every little mistake when she didn't acknowledge hers. And
her calls were terrible.
There was a similar article already during the team training. Diana Ivachenko, the team's support, began to show dissatisfaction with my actions, and after the first official games, she completely stopped greeting me, ignoring my presence for what reason is unknown. It's actually even funnier when you realize that one of Vevictus's team members was named Triggered. The story just writes itself. So maybe instead of blaming men for being mean, check yourselves first. It seems like there's a lot of fighting going on within your own gender. It looks like sandwich jokes are the least of your concerns. So I don't want to keep rambling on. I think you guys know exactly where I stand on this situation by now. If you really have the determination to be the best, you won't let anybody stand in your way. But it looks like most of these people are just weak-minded. They let the most trivial things mess with their feelings. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to hit the like and subscribe.
If you, alright, this was, wow. I mean, I didn't know this happened. Apparently, I think this is like a year-old video too or something. So, hey man, yeah, that's true. If you want to be the best, you can. You know what I'm saying? If you want to succeed, be successful. You can't let what other people tell you gets you. It's just not gonna work. Ooh, I thought that was gonna go off. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go through adversity. People are gonna hate you, and it's, you know, it is what it is, man. You just gotta, you gotta have tougher skin. But yeah, I thought these were just publicity stunts, honestly, like, to keep it about, like, I mean, not to sound, you know, messed up, or not, it's just the reality of the world. I wouldn't think, you know, unless, I mean, I'd have to see them play, and I'd have to be like, yo, like, you're better than me, man, you know, I mean, not that I'm all that, but, like, you know, I have to look at another pro and be like, you know what, I actually think you're better, not because of your gender, but because you're going crazy, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, then, all right, you want to be on a pro team? Because, you know, they make they making money now. You can make money playing video games now. It's like that kind of thing. But no, like, it's for sure these, you know, these companies just saw them as a publicity stunt, and I mean, it shows. I don't it. Yikes. I hope you enjoyed the video, man. It was a story that I